Fold your $2,000 phone the wrong way, with the wrong case, and that hinge gap becomes a dust magnet in under a month. We tested the Z Fold 8 accessories everyone's buying right now to find which ones actually protect it. And this isn't just a case list. We're covering the case, the screen glass, the camera protection, and the charging gear people are actually buying for this phone right now. And we're flagging which of these are actually built for the Z Fold 8, and which ones are still running on an older device's spec sheet. That second part matters more than you'd think on a phone this new. 5. WSKEN magnetic case, 360-degree ring stand, Galaxy Z Fold 8. We're starting with the case that speaks directly to the problem in the intro. The WSKEN magnetic case for the Galaxy Z Fold 8 builds in a hinge guard that closes automatically when you fold the phone, sealing off the exact gap that pulls in pocket lint and dust over time. The shell is a zinc alloy 360-degree rotating ring stand, the same basic hardware WSKEN has carried across its last several ring stand cases. So the swivel action isn't a first-generation part. It's had a few product cycles to get sorted out. The back is a slim, matte finish, and it ships with N52 grade magnets built into the shell for MagSafe style attachment, plus 2 HD screen protectors in the box, which covers your first glass replacement for free. Here's the trade-off. That ring stand is permanent. It's not a detachable accessory. It's molded into the case back, which means there's a small raised bump sitting against your palm at all times. In a pocket, that bump is the difference between a case that slides in flat and one that catches on the seam of tight jeans or snags the inside of a jacket pocket. If you're the type who wants a case that disappears into a bag, this isn't it. The ring is either a feature you use constantly or dead weight you carry around. The matte finish itself is the one texture option currently listed. There's no alternate colorway or smooth finish version of this exact model. Verdict. This is the case for someone who actually uses a kickstand, propping the fold open for video calls or watching something hands-free, and who's more worried about hinge grime than pocket bulk. If that's not your use case, keep watching, because the accessories that follow solve different problems entirely. Before we get to the case that actually solves the dust problem we opened with, wait, we just covered that one. What we haven't covered yet is the screen protector side of this, and it's a completely different failure point, the one that shows up the second you snap any case on over-installed glass. 4. Spigen GlasTR Easy Fit Pro Screen Protector, Galaxy Z Fold 8. This is a 2-pack of 9H+ aluminosilicate tempered glass, cut specifically for the Z Fold 8 and Z Fold 8 wide cover screen. The number that matters here isn't just the hardness rating, it's the installation tray. Spigen's Easy Fit Pro tray includes a built-in dust removal step before the glass ever touches the screen, which is the single most common reason DIY tempered glass installs end up with a trapped speck of dust under the corner. The adhesive is an OCA layer, meaning it bonds close to the display instead of floating as a loose overlay, which is what keeps touch response and the fingerprint sensor working normally afterward. On the lip conflict problem specifically, the one where a case's inner edge pushes up the corner of your glass, Spigen cuts this one to sit flush and lists it explicitly as case-friendly, precision cut to leave clearance at the bezel rather than running edge to edge. That's the detail that actually prevents the bubbling and corner peel most buyers blame on bad glass when it's really a case clearance problem. The pack itself comes with more than just the 2 glass pieces. You get the easy fit installation trays for each one, a squeegee for bubble removal, dust removal stickers, a display cleaning set, and an installation pad. That's the full kit most people would otherwise have to buy separately from a wipe and spray bundle. And it's part of why this earns a spot over cheaper single-piece protectors that skip the tray entirely and rely on your hands staying steady. Verdict. Best for anyone running a case and wanting the cover screen protected without a lip fight. 2 in the box means your second install is free when the first one takes a hit. 3. YWXTW camera. Lens protector. Flag before you buy this one. We need to be straight with you on this one. The listing provided for this slot is built and sold as the YWXTW camera lens protector for the Galaxy S26 Ultra, a 5x rated, individually ringed 9H tempered glass lens cover, aviation aluminum trim, oleophobic coating. Good product, wrong phone. It's cut to the S26 Ultra's camera array, not the Z Fold 8's, and as of this script, there's no Z Fold 8 version listed under this exact product line. We're leaving the placeholder in at this position because that's the link we were given, but don't buy it expecting it to fit. The lens spacing and ring dimensions won't line up with the Fold 8's camera module. If lens protection is what you're actually shopping for on this device, look specifically for a listing that names the Z Fold 8 or Z Fold 8 Ultra camera layout by model. Several brands make dedicated versions with individually cut rings sized to the Fold 8's specific lens spacing, since a universal or mismatched ring either leaves gaps at the edges or sits proud enough to catch on a case. Verdict? Not a pick, it's a warning. Ranked here because it's next in the list we were sent, not because it earned the spot. Hold off on this exact link until you confirm the model on the listing yourself. 2 spots left, and this next pair is where the actual value starts to separate. One solves charging at your desk, one solves charging in the car, and only one of them has a confirmed fit for this exact phone. 2. Magnetic wireless charger. Qi 2.2 25 watts 3-in-1 charging station. This is a folding, palm-sized charging station that handles your phone, a Galaxy Watch, and earbuds at the same time, rated up to 25 watts on Qi 2.2 certified devices. For Samsung phones specifically, the listing is direct about one thing most buyers miss. Magnetic wireless charging on any Samsung device, this one included, requires a magnetic case, either Samsung's own or a Qi 2 certified third-party case with properly aligned magnets. Skip that and use a non-magnetic case, and your charging speed drops to somewhere around 15 watts or lower because the coil isn't sitting where it needs to. That's the fine print that actually determines whether this thing performs the way the box implies. On compatibility, the listing names the Z Fold 8 Ultra and Z Fold 8 Wide directly, along with the last several Z Fold generations going back to the Fold 4. What it does not explicitly list is the standard Z Fold 8 by that exact name. Worth double-checking against your specific model before ordering, since Samsung's Fold 8 lineup has more than one variant this cycle, and the naming isn't identical across all of them. Verdict: best for anyone who already owns or is willing to buy a Qi 2 certified magnetic case and wants phone, watch, and earbuds charging in one footprint on a nightstand or desk. Not a fit if you're planning to charge magnetically with a bare phone or a non-magnetic case. 1. DearHot wireless car charger mount, auto clamp. Closing out the list is a 15-watt Qi wireless car mount with a motorized auto clamp, which opens and closes around the phone automatically when you set it in the cradle and releases with a side button. No manual squeezing required, which matters on a phone this size and weight. The clamp range covers phones from 4.3 to 6.9 inches wide, which is a wide enough spread that most foldables sit comfortably inside it once opened. Here's the flag on this one, and it's a real one. The current Amazon listing for this exact product names compatibility up through the Z Fold 7 lineage, Fold 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and does not list the Z Fold 8 by name. That doesn't necessarily mean it won't physically clamp around the Fold 8. The width range is generous, and the clamp mechanism is adjustable rather than molded to one phone's exact dimensions. But wireless charging coil alignment is a different question from physical clamping. And if the Fold 8's folded body sits even slightly differently in the cradle than the Fold 7 did, you could end up with a mount that holds the phone fine, but charges it inconsistently, or not at all. This is genuinely a confirm before you buy situation rather than a confirmed fit. Verdict: best for anyone who wants a hands-free clamp mount for daily driving and is willing to test the fit and charging alignment for themselves, ideally with a return window open, since the manufacturer hasn't caught up to this exact device yet. So here's how this actually breaks down by what you're solving for. If hinge dust and dropped phone protection are your main worry, the WSKEN case is the pick. If you're running any case and want the cover screen protected without a lip fight, that's the Spigen glass. Skip the camera lens protector at this exact link. It's built for a different phone. For desk charging, the 3-in-1 station is strong as long as you're already running a magnetic case. And for the car, the DearHot mount is worth trying, but confirm the coil alignment works for your Fold 8 before you commit. Links to everything are below in the same order we covered them. If this saved you from buying the wrong lens protector, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe for the next one.